What do you sound like?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There she is.
Hopefully I sound like me, bitch. See, that was the perfect. I should have been like, what do you mean? What do I sound like?
Is this recording?
Oh, no. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the intro.
Oh my God. Where are my notes? What is it? What day is it? What's happening? What's going on?
We can't tell them the date, then the illusion is ruined that these are pre-recorded.
I think they will deduce that
this is
already.
not a fireside chat with FDR
Live.
happen on the radio. You know?
You fucking idiot.
I just remembered something. This is completely unrelated.
Everything is.
Yes. So me and my drag family, we've turned this it started as a meme on TikTok where this creator was like, drag is fierce and fun, drag is fierce and fun. And then I don't remember the original creator, but they look directly at the camera and they're like, when is it my turn to be happy? So anytime we're like,
is that you?
anytime we're like tired or like the show's dragging on or like we are like getting ready to open the doors and we're just like, oh great, now we have to pretend to be like entertaining or whatever. We all look at each other and we're like, drag is fierce and fun. This last now I'm time stamping it. Graduation weekend, Fruit Bat and I were together in bagel hell in the kitchen.
Bagel hell.
That's what we call it, bagel hell. And I don't know whether one of us slipped up or one of us just came up with it, but we were like, fag is fierce and fun. And I was
Fag is fierce and fun.
crying.
I need that on a shirt.
Oh, no, I'm
going
to make stickers.
A mug.
Yeah.
I need a sticker.
yeah.
I need a big sticker and a little sticker.
I was crying. I was
in
like,
the middle of bagel hell.
Text that to me immediately.
Because I will forget.
I was like, I have to remember that. That's got to be printed on something. So
Fucking
maybe my
stupid.
comeback into making art will be, I will make a sticker that says fag is fierce and fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not wrong. There are no lies detected.
No, Lord.
At all. I mean, I feel like we're going to timestamp it anyway because of, sometimes we talk about relevant shit in the day.
You think we talk about things that are relevant? Interesting.
All Stars is not relevant. No,
Well,
but, to somebody it is. It's their everything.
To the girls that are trying to keep their careers alive on All Stars, it's relevant, I'm sure.
I choked. Oh, my God. That's twice now.
So yeah, welcome to episode 14 of
Hi,
the MxMatched
everybody.
Podcast.
I'm Kalana.
And I'm Skittles.
Welcome.
And we're going to talk shit about Drag Race All Star. I'm kidding.
I mean, you're
Well,
not far off. No,
yeah.
Listen, we were going to dive into it anyway, so we might as well dive in.
I mean, we have some thoughts. We don't want to spend too much time on it. We've said repeatedly we're not a review show, but this is a huge format
culture.
change. Huge format change. Also, this is our Drag Race, is our Olympics.
Yeah.
So obviously we have feelings about it.
I was bored. Those were my feelings.
That first episode was way too much talking, not enough things happening.
I didn't need all the backstory.
Yeah.
Like,
we know these people. That's the whole point of All Stars.
Like, you don't need to tell me
It's
what
good
season
to
they were
let us
on and
know
harken back
what-
and all that. Like,
That was way too long.
I did
Also-
not. For every one of them,
Also,
no, thank you.
I'm pretty sure those cuts, the smash cuts, they used those for Meet the Queens. So if you watch Meet the Queens,
It's the same
you've
thing.
already seen that smash
Blech.
cut down to like their little trading card thing they're doing for this season.
Let's just say I can understand why they had a hard time finding queens to come back and do this season.
I think a format change could be refreshing, and I am
If the
excited
format
that they
change
took
is
bold
correct.
choices, because they certainly took some bold choices.
The bold choices.
I
that's
also
the
think
word
that
for it.
challenge was just kind of lackluster for a premiere. I
That-
think if they
I agree.
if they had flipped it and they had done the other challenge first, they did in the second episode, what was fucking my
improv.
brain. Yeah, the improv murder mystery on the cruise boat challenge.
I feel like that's a better first episode.
Yeah,
agree. Yeah.
It was more interesting to watch than the
well, and then like the band thing, I get it. She was hearkening back to her OG days, where they.
Well, then they used to do girl group challenges. That is like
Exactly.
a staple of Drag Race. It
But
just, I don't know.
this one-
it felt kind of uninspired. The theme.
And they felt
And
Well-
it was pre-recorded, but treated like it wasn't. Like it was.
Well, you heard
live.
they already said fuck these NDAs.
Oh,
they said
are.
they got
the
off
girls,
the plane.
They are spilling.
And they went to
Yeah.
the recording studio and
Yeah.
recorded that verse right then and there
Before they did
Before they
entrances.
even did entrances. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn.
Which, I mean, I will say, if you pay enough attention to Drag Race, you know that in reality, they always get extra time to write and record
Right.
verses. And they always have off-camera choreography rehearsals for almost all of like the big group dance numbers.
Damn.
They obviously show them struggling on camera to get the 8 counts down or whatever, because it makes good television. But they usually, and they don't tell you that during like the bigger design challenges, like the ballrooms or whatever, they usually have a day, like an extra day, where they're just working on costumes and stuff.
I see
a
now
week
why
on Drag Race
is a day or two.
is 2 days, sometimes 3 or 4, depending on the challenge. But it's not, not a
Sometimes
full
they're
week.
lucky and they have a long weekend off. You know.
Yeah.
But I see now why they had to do all that backstory bullshit, because they didn't have any audio of them recording
No,
the
they
song
didn't
like they
have them-
normally do.
Yeah.
So that segment couldn't be in the show.
Which is just kind
boring anyway.
Yeah.
We all know it's fake anyway because that microphone don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
They finally started plugging the bitch in.
Yeah.
To begin with, it was just a microphone, just
Yeah.
on a stand. And I'm
Well,
like, that microphone is not even plugged in.
I do like that in the recent seasons they have started when they show the girls like blocking or recording or anything.
Yeah.
They show sort of more like an outtake sort of. They don't show you what the final product is, so that when you watch the telenovela or you watch the music video or you watch the ad or whatever they're creating, you're actually getting to see the final product for the first time. Because in earlier seasons, you basically watched them verbatim do the challenge, and then you just watched what the producers
Spliced
cut together.
Yeah.
So it's like, we've already seen the music video. I think it's more entertaining, but this specific example was not.
It wasn't the tea.
How do you feel about the bracket format?
I wish that it would have been done to where we could see like everybody all at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, even if they still wanted to do like an episode, so like if this is Team Orange or whatever,
exactly.
they do episode 1 is Team Orange, episode 2 is Team Pink, episode 3 is Team Purple, and then we're simultaneously keeping up with everybody the whole season.
That's what I want.
And I didn't know.
I don't feel like
but
we're gonna
once
get that.
episode 2 loaded and it was still Team Orange, and then if you watch the end of the episode, they have the next week it's the last week for Team Orange. So instead, it's just these like weird blocks of like the same people. I don't know. It feels weird.
It feels too drawn out.
Yeah.
You know? Because like by the time we get to the last color, I'm going to forget about these orange bitches.
Yeah. And
No
then they'll throw
offense
them
to
all
them,
together.
But,
They'll throw them all together for the golden, like the finale
the
bracket.
top 3 of each
Also,
one.
I thought it would be cool. This proves that I might be smarter than some of these people that write this show. I thought it would be kind of cool if, you know how they usually do like the lip sync SmackDown, and they may still, I will preface, they might still actually have something like this planned. I'm just guessing. It would be really cool if they had some sort of loser bracket.
Yeah.
Like a lip sync SmackDown or whatever. Like some sort of like the 9 girls that don't make it
They
to
get
the finale
the lip
bracket,
sync.
they get like
Yeah.
some sort of redemption. She already done had hers this situation.
That would be
even if
nice.
it is just a lip sync SmackDown, which it probably will be because RuPaul
Because
loves
they're
these.
only in 3 episodes if they go home.
Yeah.
That's it.
I also
And then the finale, I guess.
all of the cast did an interview with some beauty magazine. It was a YouTube video. It was like 30 minutes long. I put it on in the background while I was doing something. And I think Lydia accidentally spoiled something because they asked her, and everyone's been talking about the first thing that she answered. Everyone asked her, how long did you have between 17 and coming back for All Stars 10?
Yeah.
And she said 5 days. But she said 5 days for the first part.
Interesting.
So does that mean she makes it through her bracket and she's one of the people that goes on to the winner's bracket to the end?
We shall see.
Because there would have been a break in between filming the individual brackets and then bringing everybody back. So she may have
absolutely.
sort of accidentally revealed that she makes it
Outed
through her
herself.
bracket. Yeah. Unless there's a reason to bring them all back. Because I'm sure they all had to come back to film. They probably brought them all back to film parts of the end bracket for like, the crowning because they always crown all-stars. They always just crown them on the main stage.
Yep.
It's not, well, they don't do live finales for anything anymore. But
Not
all-stars
since
is a
COVID,
much
yeah.
smaller affair. They always just film them on the main stage. There's no family. There's no previous. Sometimes they bring back the previous All-Star. Sometimes they don't. I don't know. It's interesting. Definitely a format change.
You want your lemon pepper wings?
Yeah, I want lemon pepper wings.
I'm glad I looked at my phone.
Oh, yeah. The
Sorry
wings are really important. No, I was
Our
wondering.
dinner
Let me
order.
check my notes and see if I had anything else I wanted to say.
Really? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can, because I've been talking for a second.
Really,
so.
just for All Stars for me is I don't know. It's too many of them. I don't like.
This is because I think Irene said this. It's the biggest cast since her season,
and it feels just like a lot of filler. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think that honestly is sort of not necessarily the problem of this season, but rather the problem with the frequency that we have been having All Stars. When it was, I mean, I'm not saying it should be like a huge break like we had between 1 and 2, but like 1 and 2, and then obviously 2 was like the revival, and then
good one.
I think it was a year or two, and then we had 3.
They
but
need to
then
wait a few
by
seasons
All Stars
before.
4,
Yeah.
it started feeling like, oh well, now it feels like we have a regular American season, and then we have an All Star season, and then it was a regular season All Stars UK, but then it's just too many.
Yeah, it's
too many.
much.
And now, listen, there are
especially with Work Against the World and against Canada and against the
And I think yes, there are a lot of American Rue girls that you can hypothetically bring back for an All-Star season.
Yeah.
But now we have more and more girls saying they don't want to do All-Stars, or they've already done it.
I feel like had they not changed the format, they would have had more queens willing to return.
Well, and we know from previous seasons where people have been like, it just wasn't like the timing, like I was already doing like a tour or whatever, or
and a lot of people already have like gigs planned out that they
for months
contractually back out of.
I mean, Trixie and Katya, literally their live show, that was like a world tour. You can't
back out of that.
You can't and
tickets
everything
sold.
that they canceled because of like weather, other events, they had to make that up. Same for even their podcast tour. They have to like make up those dates because it's written into the contracts, even if it's 6 months later that they finally get back to that city. It's crazy. But no, definitely like the tour conflicts, but also I'm sure there's contestants that they don't like a lot of people vocalize that they didn't like the Nobody Goes Home.
Yeah.
Even the charity
Send them
season, a lot
bitches
of people
home.
had feelings about. It was weird. It's weird. I have got to give the producers credits for coming up with something that could potentially reinvigorate All Stars and make it different. I just don't. I think the bracket needs more work. But it's an interesting idea.
Is there somebody who has not done All Stars that you would like to see do an All Stars season?
Oh, well, shit. Now I need a list of all 400 American girls.
I didn't know if you just had one. If you don't have one off the top of your head, it's
feel.
fine.
I mean, there's
It was
obviously
just a question that came to me.
I do think, like, obviously, I mean, this is really recent, but I do, from season 17, like, I do feel like Susie could come back for All Stars and be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Obviously, Corey King has already made themselves known as, like, a fan favorite, crowd favorite. Like, she's winning social media.
Cameo game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, she's killing it. Like and that's really the real winner there in the sense that she's won social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's how you really keep a career. It's not season 7 that put Trixie and Katya on the map. It's that one time they did fashion photo review. And then when they got their YouTube show together, people were just like, wait, this is really working. And they've both been honest that when they get stopped by fans or whatever, they prefer to talk about the YouTube show, the VH1 show, and their podcast over the time on Drag Race. They're like, that's the projects we actually really enjoy, is the stuff that we do like together.
That's what I'd be following.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure they're happy that Drag Race put them on the map, but it's not what's kept them in the public eye.
Right. I feel like Jaden Dior Fierce would be a good one to go back.
Yeah,
to
and she hasn't done any. She's
so
been kind of under the radar.
Yeah, she's been doing her own thing around Huntsville, Birmingham, Tennessee, all that fun stuff.
No, I think definitely she could be interesting. I do think we need to. I think it needs to be more diverse, the seasons that we pull from.
Yes.
It does usually feel like All Stars.
The thing
has
I do like about
feels
All Stars is they have brought a couple of queens from season 2 back.
I do hate
to the
that
spotlight.
because it's broken up, though, that level of
wish they
interaction
were
is not
together.
the same.
Yeah.
But I am very excited. I did not watch Phoenix this season. I know who Phoenix is because she's an Atlanta icon, and that's just down the road.
Hot Atlanta.
So I'm paying attention to but I'm so excited to see Nicole Page Brooks.
Oh my God.
Also Atlanta icon.
Already seeing like the social media stuff. I just know it's messy.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, she's great.
She said, "Oh, y'all wanted good TV, huh?"
Yeah. No, she's great. Oh, who is it? I don't know if she'd ever come back, but Kelly Mantle is so entertaining.
Her podcast right now is hilarious.
I'm a couple episodes behind.
I am also a couple episodes behind, but she
is a fever dream. Every episode is a fever dream.
Her fucking intros for everybody
the
that
intros,
she has on her,
or even just like because before she introduces her guests, she does this like weird,
whatever little
made up monologue of like a story, like of a thing that she's done. It's obviously not real, but it's so also. And I know it's just the cuts between the editing, but that fucking chime, like the triangle, it's so. The first time that I was like, "What is happening?" It feels unreal. It's so unhinged in the best way.
Fever dream,
She's
honestly.
so, and I don't remember what.
We're all tripping balls.
One
when
of
we
her
watch
guests was like, it literally. They were like, only half of what we talked about made it into the episode. We were there for like 2 hours. We talked about everything, and then they just smash cut it together with those chimes.
That's what I would pay good money for, to watch unedited, unclipped, like start to finish, like a sibling rivalry.
Oh,
like
because I know they cut. They feel like the kind of podcast where they stop to fight and stuff, and then they're like, "That can't go in."
Absolutely, they do. Yeah. They go on tantrums.
Yeah.
And just fight about shit. And then
Sloppy Seconds with Meatball and Big Dipper, they fight. If the fights they have, because some of them that make the cut, I'm like, I would not have put this on air. So I wonder what the fuck happens off camera. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
it's
my God.
Crazy. Some of the conversations that they have.
Bless it. Any other, we kind of.
I know. Yeah, as we do. We moved
as
away.
We do. Any other All-Stars?
My last thought is I wonder if potentially our feelings could just be that the orange bracket specifically isn't the best bracket in terms of casting.
Maybe they started with the third place girlies.
Yeah, and perhaps the pink or purple bracket is going to have more memorable TV moments that we're looking for.
You know who surprised me in this orange bracket is Deja.
I never watched Deja's season. Spoilers. I haven't seen every season. I know. I'm a bad fag.
That's
bad
another
fag
t-shirt.
is another, yeah,
bad fag
with like flames,
like that hateful sissy shirt that I have. Bad fag.
Bad fag.
It needs to be a crop top. Write that down.
Work. Okay. Look, we have summer merch.
Merch.
Look
at
that.
Merch is coming.
Summer's already here, but whatever. Shit. Anyways. I do enjoy Deja a lot. I follow her on TikTok, and I do just love, just like her like drag style, like the makeup, the hair. Like I really enjoy it.
Yeah, her paint is
gorgeous.
tea.
With that, her like blue smoked out with the stones.
Yeah.
I literally paused it. Like when she walked in.
Let me zoom in.
No, when she walked in, I paused and I looked at Connor and was like, I love the shape of her eye. And then when it gets closer, I was like, oh, I love the stones. Like it's so well placed. It's so good. And it's not even a complicated makeup. It was just very well executed.
You just got to blend,
and
baby.
I just love when somebody like, I don't know. That's how I feel about every mug Lydia did during season 17. I was just like, how did you come up with that? Because it's so graphic, but it's so, and she managed to swap it up so many times. It was so good. I just am obsessed with people that can execute like so many different makeup looks like that, because I have challenged myself, and I have been doing different makeups, especially for like Vomit Vision and like the clown show.
Yeah,
I'm doing different things. However, I do have like a stamp that too. I don't like. I change the color of the eye makeup maybe,
but it's
and occasionally I wear. Oh, it's very much the same thing every time, and I like it.
I'm just a dainty woman.
That's how I feel in drag. And then I look in the mirror and I've got the Marilyn Manson white eye contacts. I'm just a girl. Just a girl terrorizing downtown Auburn.
I don't
going out to have a drink.
Terrorize downtown Auburn enough. Because it's 2 a.m. when we get done.
No,
because
they want gay shit to dance to, and so I get stuck after the show. Which listen,
we have our own party.
Things to complain about, but whatever. No, I'm thankful that people want me to play my gay music.
What are we talking about? What's happening?
Well, we're done talking about Drag Race, so I guess we can
Drag Race.
We can move on to our hot takes for this episode.
Yes, and then we'll take a break before we work it or tuck it because our wings,
the wings would
be
here
by
then.
Yeah. Yes.
So what are we talking about for these hot takes?
Listen, so my drunk ass had the bright thought and the bright idea to talk about our music industry plants that we have at the moment.
Just this moment.
These people that, just seem to pop up out of nowhere for a little bit and then disappear.
Yeah.
Like, where did you come from and then where did you go? I did not know you were Cotton Eye Joe.
I could see the setup, but I didn't know where you were taking it, but you took it there.
That's why I made this beverage early.
Oh my God. I am going to have to play catch up.
Really, it's just a moment for me to bitch about Benson Boone, if I'm honest.
So you're a Benson Boone hater?
I'm not a hater per se.
I mean, he's a pretty boy.
That's the only thing he's got going for him. See, Aaron and I both like daddies.
I need Connor to get into daddies. I'm so glad he doesn't listen to this podcast.
I can cut it out if you want to.
No, I don't care. This is where I find out that Connor actually listens to the podcast while he's at work. And he just pretends he doesn't.
Yeah, in the kitchen and it's in his ear. He's listening to the pod.
I know it's not in his ear because he doesn't have his AirPods because he destroyed them. Damn. And I will not let him borrow mine because I know he'll break them. And I can't afford to replace them.
That part.
So
I love how we went immediately to our topic and then
oh my God, yeah, we haven't talked. Anyways,
immediately.
AirPods are great and Apple's not sponsoring this, but if Apple wants to sponsor it, I will be an Apple user for life. You own me. So Apple. Daddy Tim Cook, we wanted to get into daddies.
We did.
Tim Cook, he's kind of hot.
Hey, how you doing?
I like a silver daddy. Fucking Anderson
I love
Cooper.
A silver
Baby.
Anderson Cooper and his
Fuck
husband.
my life up.
I will go to
love
Paris.
Anderson Cooper.
Like, hell yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say. Wow. Anyways.
And this is why we don't like Benson Boone. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Now, I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah. Back to Benson Boone.
Like, his first couple of songs that he, got famous for on TikTok. He doesn't make
bad music. Well, let's get that out of the way. It's not bad music.
I feel like he doesn't make music because he wants to make music. I feel like he makes music because he wants to be famous.
I do feel like, and especially since his album has been announced and the album art, it feels a little disingenuous.
Yes.
Like it's not, it feels very
it feels very put on.
PR tested, marketable.
And that's what I put in my notes. Because he did blow up because of TikTok, as a lot of people do. But I feel like the music industry just uses TikTok.
TikTok is literally one of my...
To screen test potential stars.
TikTok is one of my bullet points.
And if you blow up on TikTok, then the music industry is like, all right, we'll see what happens. We'll take a chance.
My bullet point is literally like, how do you feel about the fact that TikTok has kind of ruined like single releases and album releases? Because now it's like, oh, I'm not even going to drop the song unless I have this many TikTok followers or this many likes on the teaser. And it's not...
It's dumb on the artist.
It's not the artist saying that though. It's the label making them.
It's some of them singer-songwriters too. Yeah. Some of them singer-songwriters are like, here's my cover, here's my sample. When I get 14,000 followers, I'll release it on SoundCloud.
It was annoying when it was up-and-coming artists, but I noticed that cemented artists who do have a proven track record...
Katy Perry is doing it.
...are being forced to pretend to tease songs. Yeah. And some of these artists that have been forced to like, oh, I have to get this many TikTok likes, are people who they have a track record. You know that they are going to sell singles. People are going to stream their music. Why are you making them beg for TikTok followers and likes?
And
you know what I mean?
Especially when, hell, it might go away again.
Yes.
Who knows? What the fuck is happening with TikTok?
You shouldn't place that much faith in any one social media.
They're putting a lot of eggs in one basket, as my granny would say.
It's really fucked up the release cycle. It makes me feel like it... And it's also changed the way music, like, sounds. And you can see it at some concerts where people only know the 30 seconds that went viral on TikTok.
Bingo.
They don't know the whole song. Bring
like,
back listening to the whole song. But it's made songs shorter. It's made them more repetitive. And it got rid of one of my favorite parts of a song, which is a good bridge.
Yeah.
Bring back bridges.
Write
that down. We got to bring back, what is it? Bring back fishnets. Bring back
fishnets.
Bring back fishnets in drag. Bring back bridges in music. I feel like every other episode I say bring back something.
And bring back good marinara with the mozzarella sticks at the restaurant. I don't want this.
Just bring back marinara sticks being at every restaurant. Marinara sticks. Wow.
I heard what you meant.
Said that. Yeah.
I heard what you meant.
I'm so passionate about mozzarella. I can't even get it out of my mouth correctly. Bring back mozzarella sticks. Period. And that's why I'm running for president. Bring back mozzarella sticks.
I want to go to Chili's so bad. No, but music industry plants, I guess, is our hot takes.
Or just like kind of how fucked up the music industry has gotten because of plants, because of TikTok.
That part. It feels inauthentic.
Oh, the last whole I'd say almost 5 years of music. It's beginning to, I don't know.
I'm like, where is the good music gone?
Yeah. And it's crazy too because I both feel this way, but I also feel like TikTok has shown me so many up and coming artists I never would have heard of before.
Now it is a double-edged sword because some people who literally were nobodies blew up overnight because their song hit just the right amount of views on TikTok, so that algorithm was like.
And I do hate that a lot of people still end up signing with labels when it's easier than ever to be an independent artist. And I get the appeal of the stability of having a record label, but also I just don't trust. So many people get fucked over.
Here's why you shouldn't trust a record label, because a record label is not a record label. They are a bank.
Yeah.
Loaning you money.
Yes, they'll pay for your album
to be a
as
star.
an advance. They'll pay for your tour.
You got to pay all that shit back.
Yep.
You don't get to keep that money.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And they control the kind of music you release, and they'll tell you can't release things.
When we used to talk about music in class and being a recording artist and a star and everything like that, I was like, these music people do not have your best interest at heart. They're trying to make money off of you.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how that works.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not about making great music and releasing good music.
They want things that they think are going to sell, not necessarily
if you're shiny and pretty, they're going to sell you and make money off of you.
Yeah.
And that's why Benson Boone is so popular.
Which is, it's crazy because you've seen, Lorde signed with a record label when she was 10 or 12, and they were,
Chappell Roan's tried, and then they kicked her off.
They were raising Lorde. They were giving her classes. They were, and whatever. But then when she wanted to put out music, they were like, we don't like this sound. So she literally leaked royals on her Tumblr. And guess what?
It popped off.
It fucking blew up and put her on the map because it was something nobody had ever heard something like that before. And that's what people want.
They want something unique and authentic, not because for me, I feel like, and it's not just, I'm not just trying to hate on Benson Boone, but he's just my example for today. I could talk about Sabrina Carpenter too. We can go there if we want to.
Absolutely.
But I feel like Benson is copying people too much.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh my God, it's this generation's Freddie Mercury.
That's the thing is, if I mimic these greats just enough, I will continue to be able to put stuff out, and people will still book me to do things.
But he's not this generation's Freddie Mercury.
Well, and that's where, that's
Freddie
where
Mercury wrote his music.
Exactly. Yeah. That's definitely, I would be the biggest difference between Benson Boone and Chappell Roan. Chappell Roan has been putting out music for 10 years.
Yeah.
There are literally videos of her 10 years ago in a park performing for, fucking 10, 15 people, which is a lot of artists, do that. Kesha used to be a songwriter.
Fucking Lady Gaga used to go into the bars.
Yeah, she wrote for, in dive bars or whatever. She was a songwriter first too. So she wrote songs for Britney Spears. She wrote Quicksand for Britney Spears, for the boys. I think it's New Kids on the Block. I think she wrote a song for Fergie. She wrote a song for the song or two for the Pussycat Dolls.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah. And Kesha did the same thing. Kesha wrote, Kesha is the backing vocals for Flo Rida's version of Right Round.
Right.
And she's not credited because she was just a songwriter. So they pulled her in the studio and they're like, do these backing vocals. That song blew up. She just got paid her regular day rate for being in the studio as a songwriter. And Flo Rida made a bunch of fucking money off that song.
Yeah, I guess just my beef, I guess, is with the music industry as of late. Not really any
Everything
one
just feels
particular
like
artist.
It has to be so like they only want the things that are so watered down and marketable.
It's too over processed in my opinion. Like it is so heavily computerized to the point
and
of,
it's affecting artists who should have control, like Katy Perry, who is a big enough name. She should have control over what she comes out with, but she lets her label dictate what she's saying and doing and singing.
Contract.
And so that's why her music sounds the way it sounds, because she doesn't. And I'm so thankful that Beyonce and Gaga are not doing that. They're doing their own thing, which, I mean, Beyonce can do whatever she wants because she is she's a part owner of her record label. She's with Jay-Z's record label.
And that's how you do it.
Exactly.
Snoop Dogg bought his record label and said, fuck y'all.
Yeah. And I wish Gaga would self-publish. She has the resources.
She could do it.
Yeah. What I think it is that she has a multi-record deal with Interscope, and she has to fulfill that.
Oh, before
and when
she
she does,
I
think she'll switch to self-publishing.
That's, I mean, at this rate for her, that would be the smartest thing to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she can absolutely do whatever she wants, and the only thing holding her back or telling her no is going to be her label.
And she could still get sponsors to help pay for shit.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. I mean, she already, is doing that. All celebrities are doing that. That's
because
you make
have
the
to.
money from the brand deals, not necessarily from what the label funds you.
That's what I kept telling my students. I was like, you think they make money off them ticket sales, honey?
No.
They are paying their record label back from those ticket sales.
Once you pay for everything for your tour, the artist doesn't really. I mean, Gaga and Beyonce are making some money.
They're happy that you bought that merch at their concert, because that's where they probably got the most % of their money. Is when you bought merch.
Yep.
That right there.
The ticket sales get eaten up. They go to Live Nation. They go to Ticketmaster. They go to the venue.
I was just about to say, do you know how much it costs to host on Ticketmaster alone at these big Coliseum stadium venues like that?
And the venues require deposits to secure the date for these big arena tours.
Yes, they do.
So the record label,
and then when you have
or
people,
if you have like Live Nation, that's what Live Nation does. Is Live Nation, they will provide the funding to start a tour. So Live Nation is giving Madison Square Garden like $20,000 up front. Which is why artists they get sick and they hurt themselves, because they don't want to cancel the date, because then they are probably responsible for that $20,000
or
that
either
Live
have
Nation
to reschedule, like you said. So because and then all these, like, I kept telling students, like, you have to think about all the people they have to pay to make this concert.
Oh, I mean,
happen.
Taylor Swift, what was it, like 74 semi trucks for the Eras tour? I'm gonna look it up. I am fairly certain it was so many semi trucks.
An asinine number. Yeah. I want to know this number, so I hope Google
Eras
knows it.
Tour.
How many semis?
Semi trucks.
How many semis did it take?
Spells. Eras Tour semi trucks. 50 to 90 semi trucks.
Jesus Christ.
We have to transport the stage, the props, all of the AV equipment.
They have their own AV that they set up. They have their own lights that they set up. They normally have pyrotechnics.
Usually those really big tours will sometimes have duplicates of the stage. So like the Born This Way ball, there were 2 castles. Because that was the castle like opened up and rotated. It was it was at the time the Born This Way ball was the largest touring set that had been created in recorded history, which sucks that tour got canceled.
Fuck you, COVID.
Had tickets. That wasn't COVID. The Born This Way ball was when she broke her hip.
Oh yeah, she had to have surgery.
Yeah. I was one of the canceled tour dates.
I think Aaron was canceled too for that.
It fucking sucked. Anyways, but no, it was a massive set, huge interactive rotating castle that had parts that opened up. So there were 2 of them. There was the one being set up and used for
she probably had 100 damn
for
semis.
the tour, and then there was the one being broken down and taken to the next date. That's something also that touring Broadway productions,
though.
if they're big enough, yes. Yeah. So I'm fairly certain Taylor probably had, but that's also why, because the Eras tour was such a big production, that's why she only did weekends. She'd do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it would take
that long
2 days
move it,
to break it down and load it up and then take it to the next place. There's no way. Some of the obviously smaller productions, they can do load in, load out in the same day. Not the Eras Tour.
These traveling Broadway
and Beyonce's
shows
doing the same thing. I think Beyonce's doing like
take
mostly
12 to
like
16 hours. So
it's wild.
If a traveling Broadway show takes 12 to 16 hours and it's
the Eras Tour
and it's in a tiny theater.
Yeah.
Imagine a giant, the State Farm Arena.
Yeah.
Getting set up with speakers, a stage, lights,
stages that sometimes can move and open up, and
trap doors that you fall down, or a lift that brings you down, or something like that. You know,
it's crazy.
That happens a lot.
All of the the LED, like the TV walls and stuff, they have to test all of that too, and a lot of those disassemble. So they have to, it's crazy. The manpower it takes to make any of that happen is psycho.
And that's what my husband does for
it's
work.
Crazy. We stayed long enough when Gaga did the Chromatica tour. We stayed long enough just talking to friends in the stadium. I'm not kidding, less than 30 minutes after Gaga was done with her set, there were dozens of people, and they were taking that bitch apart.
Once backstage is clear and they get the all clear, that stage starts.
They got her on
down.
that bus, and they said, "Tear it down."
And they probably started taking it down. What, midnight?
It's so fast,
something like that.
And then
they were done by 8 a.m.
And the venue also was like, there was a point where we were there long enough that the venue was like, you have to leave. You need to be out of the stadium.
Not them making an announcement telling you to leave.
No, a person came up and was like, you need to leave.
So sorry, dear.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Literally. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, very efficient. Very. Also, kudos. Gaga started like on time.
Apparently
on time drag. Gaga does on time drag.
Apparently, Beyonce is starting early.
Work. I love that.
Apparently, of
Beyonce
course, she
said,
has.
I am not a spring chicken. I got 8 kids.
Of course, she
I gotta
has
go
openers
home.
or whatever for her show.
See, Gaga didn't have any openers for Chromatica.
I think Beyonce's concert started like 6 or 7 or whatever. I think it's 6.
That's so early. I think Chromatica was like 8.
Because like the Reddit things that I've been seeing is like Beyonce walks on that stage at like 7:20, 7:28. And she's really not supposed to go on until like 8, technically, you know? Bitch said, let's go. I'm ready.
We need to bring back on-time concerts.
Well, and like everybody's already there. The energy's already up. Like your
also,
opener just got done.
Nobody wants to be out that late.
No.
Not for a regular ass concert. And especially like obviously like Taylor Swift and Beyonce are so big, they're only doing like the weekend dates because all of the travel and whatever. But like a normal concert, like sometimes you're going to a concert on like a Tuesday. You don't want to get home from the concert at 3 a.m. because the artist didn't start until 11:30.
That part.
It's unprofessional.
That's the one thing I loved about when we went to Nashville to watch Z Machine and Jordy. And we didn't know that, what's his name? The cute one.
Grant Noak.
Yeah, him. Yeah. We didn't know he was going to be there.
Yeah.
He was like a surprise extra or whatever. They started that shit on time.
Yeah. It's nice.
And I was here for it. I was like, I love on-time drags.
Well, I mean, we've tried to do that with our shows. Because, I mean, there used to be a time
we have to train
where
them.
Start times were a suggestion. And
if we say start time is 10 and we don't start the show till 10:30, then they won't show up till 10:30. We got to get them trained.
No, we do on-time drag.
Yeah. Baby, I got to go home.
Yeah.
If I don't start the show till 10:30, we're not going to be done till 1.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
I have shit to do the next day.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Any other hot takes on our music industry? We didn't really talk about Sabrina that much. But
I mean, we can or whatever. I want to give whoever's behind her transformation kudos because she did go from a Disney Channel star to like pop sensation.
She had a great
disappeared
team
for a couple of years, and
she had a great
that's hard
team.
to do. It doesn't always work.
No.
So
and I love her to death, but an example of it not working is Dove Cameron.
Yeah,
because she tried to do the same thing,
and she is still Disney, trying to make music.
Do her
and
own
it just
thing.
Doesn't.
It's not. She
hasn't gotten
Dove's
her
music
footing
is
yet.
Great.
Yeah,
but I think it's a sound that people have heard before, and they're not running to it.
And it's definitely not for lack of talent. She is talented.
Oh no, she's 100% talented.
I don't know if you've seen Schmigadoon on Apple TV.
Why are you cussing at me?
Stupid. It's a show called Schmigadoon on Apple TV Plus. That is about. It's about the first season. It's about this couple. They go on like a camping retreat because it's like a couples counseling. They fall into a fantasy world that is like a real life musical.
This sounds
and
like
they're
hell.
stuck in this
first
little
of all.
town that's a musical, and one of the main people that lives in the town is
Dove?
played by Duff Cameron. Yeah.
I'm glad she's got work.
It only got 2 seasons. It was supposed to have, I think, 3, and Apple TV canceled it. But each season is inspired by like a genre of musicals.
Oh.
So season 1 is sort of like a what's that one with all the children and the hills will come alive? Sound of Music? That.
What's that one with all the children and the hills would come alive?
A deer. Oh dear, I don't know the song.
Any other hot takes before we take a break?
No, I think that's all I've got. Oh, I do want to, how do you feel, this isn't related to like industry plans, but how do you feel about art, like bigger artists? I mean, we talked about Katy Perry earlier, but like, how do you feel about people that feel like they don't even really care about putting out good music anymore? My first thing that came to mind was actually J-Lo. Like, she's not an industry plant, but like, but she puts out music and it just feels. She's one of those artists that has rumors that like, does she even sing her own music?
I am one of the people that fully believes J-Lo does not sing her own music.
I could see it. I'm not enough of a J-Lo fan to like.
There have been
even know her.
There have been like
discography.
moments where I think like her track has cut out when she's been like performing or whatever, and then she's like tried to sing it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even the same voice.
Yeah.
You know?
And maybe with her earlier stuff she was singing, but
and that goes back to everything being overproduced
Yep.
and auto-tuned and the computer taking over everything.
Yeah.
You know?
There's just no soul in it.
Bring back real instruments, because
Yes.
as a music person, I can tell when you've recorded a track with nothing but computer generated instruments versus a live band was in a studio and laid that track down.
And listen, sometimes there is a place for it. Obviously, like there are genres of music that
right,
but like in general, we've gotten really complacent with
like they don't even have a real drum kit on shit anymore.
That's the thing is not only do
it's all computer beats.
It's all recorded on the computer, and then when people tour, nobody tours the live band anymore.
Bring back live bands.
Yeah.
Can I bring back live bands?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say before I go eat my chicken wings.
I know. All right. I guess let's take a break.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
I have bad news. Killa is almost exclusively digital.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah, but it works, and she worked with a DJ and producer specifically.
I guess I'll pull my microphone
I know.
back.
Well, I was gonna like drop that and leave, but no. Sometimes it works, but also
there are examples where it works. And
Gaga used to tour with a live band, and she really believes
art
in
pop.
like live music.
Where's Art Pop 2.0?
It's Chromatica and Mayhem, but whatever.
Oh, God. Are you tired of the same old coffee shops? Looking for a place where you can truly relax and enjoy an artfully curated cup of coffee? Look no further than Coffee Mafia, Auburn's only queer-owned coffee shop. Our expertly crafted lattes and espressos are sure to satisfy your cravings. But that's not all. We offer a variety of mouth-watering breakfast and lunch options to keep you fueled throughout the day. In a hurry? Grab a Red Bull and some snacks from our grab-and-go section for a quick bite to eat. From our signature ice crack to our bagel sandwiches, there's something for everyone at Coffee Mafia. So come on down and experience the difference. Coffee Mafia, your locally owned LGBTQ coffee shop, located at 414 South Gay Street, Auburn, Alabama.
I guess I can't complain because the coffee shop, both of the units are from like 20. One of them is from like 2015 and one of them was replaced in 2018.
Nah, those like, you get a window unit from like 1987 and that shit will make it cold in 2.7 seconds.
Yeah, bring back AC that actually works.
Well, I think it's bad for the environment now, so they had to replace some parts or something.
Sometimes this is gonna.
I'm never coming over to your terrarium
this
again.
This is gonna be a divisive statement. I keep my house at 71.
That's not bad during the day.
And sometimes I'm cold. Like I have to go get a cardigan.
Well, I think
Come
you
on,
may need to
anemia.
check your iron levels.
Come on, anemia. Yeah. Anyways, we're back from eating chicken wings.
Welcome back from the break.
We love it. We talked about Drag Race. We talked about the music industry. And now it's time for a good old Work It or Tuck It.
A good old-fashioned, random ass Work It or Tuck It.
Oh, there surely is not a theme.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Hit it.
This is truly left field. Work It or Tuck It. How do you feel about pre-packaged or jarred? We're gonna umbrella it. Dips, pasta sauces, or salsas. Like, are you a fresh or jar girl?
That is. That's not even left field. That is the parking lot across the street at the gas station.
Believe it or not, this is inspired. I had an entire conversation with Buttons about jarred pasta sauce.
Really?
Yes. And that's what inspired this.
Okay. So if pasta sauce, if I'm making my own pasta, I'm making my own sauce.
You make your own pasta.
Well,
she's a chef. Women it up in the kitchen.
Listen, I like it fresh. I'm not buying jarred Alfredo sauce because mine's better.
All right.
I'm not. If I do buy a jarred marinara sauce, it's like Rouse or some like
brand specific.
It is brand specific, and I'm spending like $10 to $12 on it because I want it to be good.
Yeah,
you know, I love so very much in the Costco section. They already have your pre-made dips of buffalo chicken dip, your spinach artichoke dip, your all those pre-made dips. I am here for it because who has time? Who really has the time?
Yeah, I've never.
And it's gonna taste the same at the end of the day.
I definitely have bigger feelings about pasta sauce than like a dip.
Definitely.
I don't think I've ever eaten a from scratch dip and really been like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like,
I think I tried
French
to
onion
make
dip is French onion dip.
That
whatever.
part. I think I tried to make spinach Alfredo dip from scratch one time, and I was like, "This tastes the same as the Costco jar. So why don't I just buy the Costco jar?"
Yeah,
yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah.
I work it for sure, but I'm gonna pay.
You gotta get
premium.
the good shit.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not buying the $1.25 hunts in a can.
And sometimes
I can taste the aluminum. No,
the cheaper or like the store brand works out. Like I actually like I don't.
If you throw enough Italian seasoning in it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, and there is also the difference, but because I sure do add seasonings to anything that comes.
And I hope
pre-done.
everybody else does.
Yeah. But like I will say. This is different, like, because Kroger has both like Kroger brand and then private selection, which is sort of like a private. It's still Kroger brand, but it's like
a bump up.
Yeah, and some of their like pasta sauces are actually kind of nice. And they cost more than the one that just says Kroger.
You're gonna pay a little,
but it's cute and it's not as much as the name brands. So I've done that in a pinch. But like sometimes it doesn't work out. Like I don't like Kroger salsa. Like I gotta buy it, even if it's like Tostitos, which obviously Tostitos is not like authentic, but like I would rather get a jar of just like Tostitos restaurant salsa over the Kroger brand, even though the Kroger's cheaper. It's not good.
No, I'm here for a prepackaged moment.
I'm gonna have to get a treat on my way home,
especially when
ice cream.
All of y'all bitches come over at the pool. You think I'm making all them dips by hand?
No,
baby, that is. Costco prepackaged. Thank you. I put it in a pan to make it look cute. You're welcome.
Stupid. And I think the last couple times we've done like a hangout, I just bring like a 12-pack of White Claws, and I'm like, that's my contribution.
That's all we need.
I'm not even trying.
We need to figure out what we're gonna eat after Pride. Anyway, work it or tuck it, because this happened a surprising amount of times while we were in New York. Even like in the subway. And I'm like, how are you doing this in the subway? Using a speakerphone in public.
Tuck it immediately. I've never been a fan. I just don't get it. I was raised to not make all that noise in public.
So inconsiderate.
Yeah. Now, I'll one up you. How do you feel about people fucking FaceTiming in the middle of Walmart? What the fuck is that? You got unlimited data and you let it go straight to your head.
Unless you need help looking for something.
Yeah.
Which Aaron has done that a time or two.
That's different.
Aaron has FaceTime me and be like, I'm looking, but I don't see it.
No, just a regular ass conversation.
But just like walking around, like just chit chatting with their friend on FaceTime in Walmart. No, tuck that shit.
Yeah.
No. Unless you are having a very juicy conversation.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to start following you around Walmart so I can know what happens. Yeah. Because now you've gotten both parties
involved.
This is our
story.
This is everybody's story.
Yeah.
And I need to know what happens.
I just...
No, tuck it. Like, why are you so inconsiderate?
Yeah.
Put a headphone in, put your AirPod in, something. Why
I don't
is
even
it
like
on
it when
speaker?
people talk into the AirPods. If you
I would
need
rather
to have,
that.
I guess. I just don't want to have a conversation while I'm in the middle of the grocery store.
I'll one up your one up.
Oh, God. How do you one up annoying FaceTimes in the grocery store?
When we went to lunch, no, we didn't go to lunch because we had a brunch before we left. And then we went and got a little dessert treat before we went and got on the plane. When we went to get our dessert, this man was sitting in a restaurant, laptop open, on a Zoom call, literally having a work meeting in this restaurant. And like one of the most touristy restaurants in New York, Junior's.
Yeah.
One of the most touristy restaurants.
You're not like in a nook somewhere where it's quiet.
Like a whole fucking baseball team came in behind us.
Yeah.
To get sat. Like it's not quiet in there.
Yeah.
Why are you here doing your Zoom? Go to a fucking coffee shop.
First of all, you want to talk about some stories. I have had so many people come in and do Zoom calls or really loud phone calls or meetings or whatever, some of which these people are talking so I'm like, like
we all can hear you.
You are the loudest person in the cafe.
You are in public.
We can hear you at the bar talking about your life. It's wild the things that people
and
confidently say in public.
Yeah. Why are you in public doing your better health appointment?
It's
wild.
Home. So not only do we have like the Zoom calls and stuff, I have had on more than one occasion somebody come in with a desktop computer and monitor and set up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, several times. And played video games.
Dell desktop.
Yes, like a tower and a monitor, a keyboard, a mouse. Yeah, a surge protector to plug it all into, to plug it into the wall. Yeah, absolutely.
Probably some headphones so they could hear.
Yes, I have not seen that in a couple years, but I have seen it.
That's fucking hilarious.
I haven't seen anything recently. I will say like 2 football seasons ago, and I never got to figure out what this was for. Like 10 minutes before close, this guy came in and got a coffee, and he was in the process of setting up a 32-inch like Fire TV plugged into the wall of the cafe and on one of the coffee tables. Like he was about to watch the football game or something on this little TV, but he didn't show up until like 15 minutes or 10 minutes before we closed. So like we, make his cover, whatever. And then he's in the cafe plugging things in and like getting his TV going. And we're like, hey, just a heads up, guys, we close in 10 minutes. I never got to figure out what he was going to watch. But
probably the football game.
A whole TV. Not a big TV, but like he had a whole like smart TV that he was plugging in. He was going connect to the Wi-Fi and watch something, I guess.
Yes, he was.
That's wild.
Absolutely, he was. That's fucking hilarious.
That's one of those things that sometimes I think I'm like, what was he gonna do?
No,
people are crazy.
But unless you have a juicy story that you are sharing with somebody, please don't be on speakerphone in public. I don't have time for it.
I just don't. I don't know.
That's a Delta moment.
And they're all so loud, and then you're trying to like check out.
Why are you screaming? It's a microphone built into this.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Yeah. This can't be an important conversation because you're not acting like it's an important conversation.
Everybody can hear you.
Yeah. Wild.
You're over here talking about somebody owes you money.
And then I'd be like, I gotta pay. And then you don't hang up. You just put the phone down. You just put the phone down and then go about your transaction. I hate it. I don't talk to people that are on the phone if they come up to the counter at the coffee shop.
I wouldn't either.
I wait for them to put the phone down. And I will say it is becoming more common for them to not hang up.
I wouldn't even say, hey, I would just stare at them.
No, I do. Yeah. Or I go do something else and wait for them to like acknowledge me.
As you should.
I hate.
It's just
if you think you're so important that you can't put your phone down for 30 seconds to tell me you want a medium black coffee.
The worst thing about COVID was people forgot how to act in public.
It's wild.
They literally forgot how to fucking
wild.
act in public.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you? You are sharing this space.
Like everyone has main character syndrome now. Everyone.
Everyone. I'm like, this show is not about you.
Yeah. Some of us are just trying to run our errands. Like, I'm just trying to go to the bank.
I'm just trying to go home.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
Move.
Wild. Oh, my God.
What's your next
Let's see what
one?
my next. It's going to be. Ooh, can I even read this? Oh, how do we feel? Worker to tuck it. Drag performers with side hustles. Like, oh, I also make wigs. I do nails. I do hair. I do mixes.
It's smart.
It is smart.
It's 100% smart.
Have you had any bad experiences with those girls, though?
Thankfully, knock on wood, I have not had any bad experiences with the girls that have the side hustles.
All right.
Everybody that I have commissioned an outfit from or a wig from or a mix from has come through and done what I asked them to do.
So give me those names.
Well, honestly, Dakota's really the only one that does hair for me if I don't do it by myself. 9 times out of 10, I just do it myself because I wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm good at it. It's because I don't plan.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I have to do it. But if I plan and I know that I need something done, I'll pay. I'll pay Dakota to do it. I don't give a damn. And then if I need a mix done, Biscuit can have that shit knocked out in a day. Ready to go.
That's really the way to do it, though, is to find like friends and people you work with to do it. How do you feel about some of the prices some of these people charge that you see on like Facebook?
Listen, you've seen some of the things that we have shared in the group chat.
As an artist, I'm very much at charge what you think you're worth.
But if that wig you are trying to sell looks like a rat's nest,
and you're asking $100 for it,
not even 100, 200, 250, 275.
Nobody posts a styled wig for like $150 anymore.
Nope, 300 or plus.
300 or plus, and sometimes those styles are not worth 300 or plus.
Baby, you just put some teas and a curl in that.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes, that's a $125 wig.
Your time was not worth that much.
Yeah.
And also, can we talk about why drag performers are scamming other drag performers?
It's wild.
Why are you stealing from your own people?
You would be so mad if you reached out to somebody and they decided to take $400 from you and not give you a costume, but you're out here regularly doing it.
Literally.
Some people, their career is literally like, I post fake things that I make and then take people's, I know exactly who you're thinking. Exactly who you're thinking.
I shall be quiet. Redacted. She don't listen to this podcast. No way.
No.
But tuck it. Like, fuck you. Why?
It's wild. The prices are wild. The scams are wild. And it honestly, it discourages me from getting custom things made. Because I can't trust the things I see on the internet to be real.
Literally, like you said, charge what you think you're worth, but like, don't let the delusion price you out of a sale.
Also, unfortunately, and this is, I will say, I overthink a lot of things. And I'm not saying I do everything right as a small business owner, but I do own 2 small businesses. 3 if you consider the drag as its own entity, because it sort of is in a lot of ways.
Right.
Some of the business practices some of these people have are crazy. Like the weird ways you have to communicate with them. The fact that like they have no information available about like you want to say that you're a business and like the only way I can figure anything out about what you do is
your Facebook page?
Yeah. To hope that you answer your DMs.
No thanks.
You have no portfolio.
Well,
you don't have like styles available. You don't have even
to me,
like estimates.
Those are red flag after red flag after red flag of I don't want to do business with you.
And some of these people make like they are like popular and the only way that they operate is through Facebook posts.
And they'll never get my business.
It's wild.
Never get my business.
I had one time, I'm not going to blow up any names. because they are a big reputable brand.
Redacted.
I paid for a costume, and I paid on PayPal.
Mm-hmm.
I have a business PayPal account.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm a business.
Yeah.
So all of my payment things are real.
We gotta write
real
those taxes
business.
off.
No, they're real business accounts, and that does mean that I pay processing fees. And this person rejected it and said that I needed to send it as personal because they didn't want to pay process. It's like, baby, you're a business.
So
if you don't want to pay taxes on the $400 costume, you shouldn't be a business.
If I can go to a website
yeah.
and buy it from your website,
yeah.
I am more inclined to do that.
Yeah, it feels
like
legit.
Rocks by Cox, where I buy all my jewelry.
Yeah.
I buy most of my jewelry I buy through her website. And if I need something custom made, she makes it, puts it on her website hidden just for me, gives me the link, and then I go to the link on her website and buy the jewelry there. In her early days, I think I did Venmo her a couple of times. But then when she got that website...
When you're just getting started, you have to do with what you got.
But she's friend of a friend, so I trust her, and I know that she's going to make everything right.
But a stranger asking me for $400 for a costume or $300 for a wig.
And spending $80 on some jewelry is a little bit different than spending $200, $300, $400 on some hair and a costume,
Yeah.
It's still $80, but at least it's not hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm here, Werk It, for our drag family doing their side hustles and making their money.
I can't style hair really.
But don't be scamming our family now.
Yeah, it's wild.
And some people out there, some of you, are not charging enough money.
Yeah.
Like you are making whole ass garments, Danity, that you're only charging $200 for when really you should be charging $500.
Yeah.
It is a fully boned dress with embellishings.
Yeah.
Like it's done. It's a ready to wear garment. That's a $500 dress.
I have,
in my
paid
opinion,
more
that's
money
a $500 dress
for simpler costumes than that specific dress.
She is undercharging for that green dress. Werk it or tuck it. I already know the answer to this.
Great.
But werk it or tuck it. Happy hour.
I love happy hour. I moved my schedule around, and thankfully you were available early yesterday so that we could do happy hour.
I thought about doing it today, and I was like, wait, we have to record the pod. We can't do it.
That would be the second time you've almost scheduled happy hour on a recording day.
Because we listeners,
I love a discounted beverage.
The Misfits like to get together at least once a week, once every other week to do a little happy hour extravaganza. We like to sit down together and kiki and hang out and have some beverages and some half price appetizers.
Yeah. It's cute.
We're not going to tell you where we go because we don't want you to
don't want to blow it up.
We don't want you to blow it up and to
I don't
take
know.
our
I
happy
feel
hour
like
spot.
a lot of like happy hour deals aren't even that good anymore. So when you find a place that does have good happy hours,
we
got to
keep it a secret.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because then too many bitches will be there and I won't be able to get a table and I'll be pissed. Well, we get there when they open, so we'll get a table, so it's fine.
Yeah. When we're there when happy hour starts. Yeah, we're those people. We're also the people that 2 minutes at the end of happy hour are flagging down the bartender like, one more round.
I need one more round. Put that in before the
because the computers, they automatically like get to all the prices.
Update,
So
well, okay. Tea about the happy hour though. If happy hour runs out, the regular drinks are only 50 cents more.
So
if we had to get one more not on happy hour, it's just 50 more
and
cents.
I've done it.
But those half price appetizers cannot be beat.
Yeah. Love a happy hour. Werk it.
Yeah, work a happy hour.
I love a discounted beverage. I'm a businesswoman. I love a good deal.
I love a good deal.
Love a good deal.
Love a good deal.
Love a good deal. Yeah. We're just going a full different direction. Werk It or Tuck It, Pro Shots. Next to Normal just came out on PBS.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. But I mean, I've seen Next to Normal, but I haven't seen a Pro Shot. How do we feel about Pro Shots?
I don't even know what that is.
A professionally recorded play.
Oh.
Yeah, like a Broadway Pro Shots. Not this. The Next to Normal is from West End. But how do we feel about accessibility to see a play instead of having to fly to New York to see a show?
Didn't they try that during the Pangea?
There are a lot of Pro Shots that were filmed for the pandemic. Like that's when Hamilton was recorded before the pandemic, but they released it during the pandemic. I like that they want to record the actual theater, and especially because some plays that even if they've been turned into a movie, or if there's talks about making them a movie, sometimes the format doesn't work. So like we just had Hadestown at the Goosh. Hadestown, in my opinion, can't be a movie. You can't.
I would agree.
You can't take it and put it in a fantasy universe with the CGI and the special effects. Like Wicked, that works. Wicked, they fleshed out the universe. It makes sense. The CGI holds up. The practical effects are great.
Yeah.
But Hadestown is staged and blocked and performed in such a way that the stage is part of the show.
Yes.
You can't turn that into a movie. It would remove some of the element of the origin of the play.
I'm here for a pro shot.
So I'd rather a pro shot.
Work it.
Also, a lot of people can't make it to New York.
Well, and even if they can't make it to New York, a lot of people also can't watch a traveling show.
Yes.
Like sometimes even those traveling shows are hundreds of dollars of tickets.
I know, because Wicked is coming to the BJCC in Birmingham in August, and I am thinking about it.
We just watched it in Atlanta last year, so I think we'll pass.
No, I missed it because Connor and I looked at the prices and we were like, ugh. So we're gonna pray about. I would love to see it,
but
because I'm never gonna make it to New York.
I'm here for a pro shot because I think that could really encourage younger audiences to be involved with theater.
Yeah,
because
Broadway can be a little exclusionary sometimes.
I wish, very classist.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I wish so much sometimes that I would have known about theater at a younger age.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would have maybe taken a different route in my life. Not saying that I can't go back and do theater right now. Obviously I could. But I just feel like I would have planned things a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like those pro shots might help encourage a younger generation of thespians
and expose them to like a type of art that if you are in a small town that doesn't have a theater, like you might not
just
really
think about Hadestown.
You're not going to get touring productions. You're not going to get, you might not even really have other than like maybe a high school play. And some high school plays, like the budget is so small because some high schools don't have a theater.
That part. And so if you have that internet connection, you know, I saw a TikTok and somebody was like, it was some marketing person for Broadway. And he was like, how do we get people into the theater when they can't look into the theater and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Because, you know, the theater, the doors are closed.
Yep.
Lights are down. We're watching a show.
Yeah.
If you walk by a shop on Fifth Avenue, the windows are open. You know exactly what they're selling.
Yeah.
You can't see that on Broadway.
Yeah.
Pro shots could help.
Yeah.
TikTok is really helping.
TikTok is really helping. And you can see, even if they're not professionally recording the entire show, they're recording bits. And I will say Hadestown
Can I
has
tell you my
done
conspiracy
so
theory?
well.
Let me tell you my conspiracy theory.
Oh, Lord.
And I think it's a conspiracy theory that people could get behind. I think that Death Becomes Her producers are the people in the audience using their iPhones to film the Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
And leaking it on TikTok themselves.
To make it go viral.
To make it go viral, to make people talk about it, to make people come to the show. Because in the past, it was very much taboo to see anything recorded with a phone.
Well, and you still have
they quickly would go after you and make you take it down for copyright.
There are some productions that are still kind of crazy, but there is also a growing like audience
the slime
on
tutorials.
TikTok of people recording. I mean, you see like every time they because we just had Orville Peck just took over the role of MC on Cabaret.
Right.
And I was waiting because I knew at the end of the weekend of his debut that I would get, if not video, I would get audio of the production so we could hear his debut. And guess what? We did.
Because I think they're doing it on purpose, because they need to market their shows, and this is the only way to do that.
Well, and some shows are doing better than others, like Wicked has a really good TikTok presence. Hadestown is what it is because of its TikTok presence.
And I think Death Becomes Her is what it is because of their TikTok
absolutely.
presence.
No.
If you have to put it behind a paywall, that's fine, but release it.
It is, but put it up there.
Especially if it's, like we said, a good quality video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here for pro shots. Work it.
I think we should have more of them. I think it
there
makes
should be
Broadway
more.
accessible.
And there's already Broadway.com and Broadway.com YouTube channel. What's one more step to have a Broadway.com streaming?
And I'm not saying it has to be. I'll pay $20
Dead ass.
to watch Wicked.
Dead ass.
You know, because it's unrealistic that I'll make it to New York. So
I would pay $20 to watch Death Becomes Her again.
Yeah. And it could be like, you know, like when you rent a movie on iTunes, you only get it for 48 hours. So then you got to rent it again. I'm okay with that.
I would do it.
Yeah. Excited.
My last Work It or Tuck It.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if we've talked about this before. Work It or Tuck It, collecting things. Like, do you have a specific item or anything that you collect? Like, I may or may not collect elephants for some stupid reason.
I did not know this.
I don't know why I collect elephants, but I really gravitate to the
What's the
elephant animal.
Is it just like anything with elephants on it? You're just like, if it strikes your fancy, is it like, okay, so
like
really
elephant
just
figurines,
yeah, figurines,
like pillows,
okay,
shower curtains,
yeah.
Like I want to get a elephant tattooed on my leg,
yeah.
Like I don't know,
I like that.
Just
I like that yours
towards...
is just you like the creature, and so you'll get anything. I have some quite niche things that I collect.
Oh, well. I'm listening.
You have opened up a can of worms, and now I get to tell the world about the weird ass things I collect. The one that doesn't make any sense, and now I only keep up with it just as like a how long can I do this? For some reason, when I was in like late elementary school or middle school, I was like, I want to collect wine corks. And I had a really big jar. And if my parents drank anything that had a cork, I'd be like, give me the cork. And that I outgrew that jar and got a bigger jar, and that jar is full. And I have.
So are you saving these corks for anything in
There's
particular?
no craft project. There's no. It started with potentially a craft project.
A cork board.
Yeah. And now it's literally just like, how many corks can I amass? And when I say, I mean,
now
like,
when I crack open a bottle of wine, if it
save
has
me
a
the
cork,
cork.
I'm
save
saving
me the
you
cork. No, for real. I'm so for real.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. A lot of times when I drink wine, it's a screw top.
No, I get it. Yeah, no.
Because that's how capitalism is these days. But if I am drinking
if you encounter
fancy wine,
and it's not just wine, because I have some liquors,
champagne,
some
too,
liquors are. Oh, I have a lot of, because I was in a champagne era for a couple years.
Some of my liquors have corks.
I have some, and it's just if I encounter a cork,
that's hilarious.
I keep it. If I can remember to keep it.
So fucking
and I have
funny.
I have the original cork that my mom gave me in 2008
to start the collection,
which is actually not a wine cork, but actually a cork with like a you know, what do you water your plants with? That's got a name. Watering can?
A watering can?
Yeah, but like that sort of spout, but it's on a cork, so you can put it on something and you can water stuff with. Yeah. So she gave me that out of her hope chest. It was like her grandmother's.
Yeah.
And so that is in its own jar by itself, because that's like a big deal. Like that's a family thing. But then I have, and the jar that it's in is my original cork jar collection jar that I outgrew very quickly. And so I have a much bigger jar.
A faggot.
That's full. I'm so for real. I'm going to send you a picture when I go home.
I cannot wait to see your cork collection.
But then I also just have like a plastic bucket that's next to my liquor cabinet at home that's full of corks from like the last couple years for like if Connor gets wine or something.
So fucking funny.
Yeah. The collection has definitely slowed down because my mom used to be like a heavier wine drinker, and so I was getting a lot of corks.
Yeah.
And then she stopped drinking wine as frequently or whatever. But now it's ramping back up again because Connor is getting really into wine.
That is so. I did not know you collected corks.
No, so that's the really dumb one that doesn't make any sense. I do, however, have two other collections that are curated. I collect teapots.
I feel like we've talked about that one.
The teapot one is one that a lot of people know of, because I've been gifted teapots before. One of my teapots, the one that usually inspires this conversation, I made a teapot in high school ceramics. Yeah. It's ugly. It did not come out the way my sketch intended. Ceramics is difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. So it didn't come out the way I intended, but I kept it because it didn't get destroyed in the glazing process or the firing process.
It survived the kiln.
Sometimes things blow
up. They don't survive.
I lost pieces because other people's stuff blew up. None of my stuff, but other people's stuff was badly made. No, but I have this teapot that I made in 11th grade ceramics, And it's not pretty, but like I made it, and it's the biggest thing that I made, and I'm glad that I still have it. And it's in my curio cabinet, but it's like started a sort of like unofficial teapot thing, and then people started gifting me teapots.
There you go.
You know, because it used to just be like if I was out thrifting and I saw a cool teapot, I'd buy it, and now I don't need to thrift teapots because I'm gifted. And now it matters more that they like are really cool and not just like the quantity. Because it used to be like if it was just whatever, I'd buy it for $7 at the store, and now it needs to like
a cool
be
design,
a worthy thing of the like. So
a designer,
yeah. Well, in December, Connor and I were at an antique mall in Florida, and we found a teapot that is a kitten, and their little paw outstretched is the spout. Yeah.
Stop
and
it.
the moment he saw it, I was like, oh well, we have to get that for your collection.
Absolutely.
So that's the most recent one. But yeah, I have.
That's so
I don't know
funny.
how many I have, but I do have it. I have. I'd probably say
few.
like it's like 10 maybe. And they're all in my. I have a china cabinet that Connor bought me. It's all. I actually call it more like a cabinet of curiosities because it's not. It's got my teapots in it.
Yeah.
But it also has a whole bunch of other weird stuff. Like
I need a china cabinet.
Oh no, it's great. I love it. It's a big like old one, like wooden one, not like one of the
Put
like,
my
not like a
elephants in
modern
it.
like yeah. No, well that's what because I have so many. I love knickknacks. I've always loved knickknacks. So when I saw this china cabinet at
because we're old ladies.
I know. I saw this tiny cabinet at a thrift store, and I was like, "Oh, I love this thing." Connor bought it for me, and he paid for them to deliver it and everything.
Well, what's the third thing you collect? So you have corks, typewriters.
Yes, that's a hard thing to collect because they are expensive and they take up a bit of space.
They're heavy too.
They are. Some of them are quite heavy. I bought my first typewriter many years ago at an antique store, Wright Street Antiques in Savannah, Georgia. It is my favorite antique store. I love it so much. Every time I go there, I spend money I do not have.
Well,
I bought my film camera from there too because they sell like they have it's a lot of antiques, but they also have some like clothing, and also they have a section of camera equipment that is literally divided by this is broken and this stuff still works, and the stuff that still works is like locked away in like a jewelry cabinet.
I love that they have the broken stuff there. Like if you want it,
no, but
and
I mean, some
fix
people.
it,
I mean,
like,
some people do try to
it.
fix things, or some people are just collectors of like historic, like technology
and they just want
or
the
whatever.
piece.
Yeah. And they do have some old shit in there. But I have a film camera that I bought from them. But I bought my first typewriter from them, and it is a 1937 or 1939. It's the older, and I can't find the serial number, but from my research, I did real research. It's from 1937 to 1939, so like the beginnings of World War II.
Yeah.
It is a Royal Deluxe Quiet typewriter. And it came with it's a damaged traveling case, but it was a traveling, like it came with a case where you could lock.
That's crazy.
You can lock the feet of the typewriter into.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I still have the case even though it's damaged. I don't keep it in the case. This is my typewriter that I have actually like used to type things. It's functional. Some of mine I haven't like cleaned or tested. But this one I know works. And so I bought a replacement ribbon. And it's one of those, you can shift it's a dual ribbon, so you can type in black or red or whatever. The only thing that's wrong with it is it's missing both of its shift keys. The bar is still there, but the button is not. So if I ever have dumb money to throw away and I can find somebody on the internet that restores typewriters,
has the shift
I'd
key.
love them to put the shift keys on there. But other than that, like it's still completely functional.
That's crazy.
So I have that one from the like late 1930s, and that's the one that I used. I cleaned it up and I use it. 1 year I wrote Christmas letters to everybody on it.
That's precious.
It's very loud. I cannot believe it's advertised. No, it's the model is literally called Quiet Type, and which makes me wonder how loud they were
What's the loud motherfucker
before
sound
Royal
like?
Deluxe came up with that one. So I have that one. I have one I've never used that my sister gifted me that was a family heirloom from her husband, his family. They were cleaning out a barn in their family home and they found it.
Now that makes me wonder where my grandparents' typewriter went,
Yeah.
because I really would love to just give it to you. Because my granny used to write, like if she had to write a letter to somebody, typewriter.
Yeah.
She wasn't handwriting.
Yeah.
She was going to sit at her desk on her typewriter.
I love it. No, I have that one, and then I have the
That's so cute.
I have the one that she found that I have never cleaned up or whatever. I think it's functional. I have another one that I bought from Wright Street Antiques that is contemporary. So it's from like the mid 70s. It's electronic.
Oh,
So because they got to a point,
fancy.
you have to remember that typewriters were used up until the home computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you needed a way
My
to type
parents
things.
learned how to type on a typewriter.
The
Probably
first,
the electronic
first Harry
ones,
Potter
but,
book was the script. The original manuscript that was sent to the publishers was on a typewriter because it was written in 1994, 1995, and she submitted it and it got published in 96. Like that was before home computing was affordable.
That's crazy to think
so,
about.
yeah, no, the first Harry Potter book was written on a
When computers
typewriter.
took up an entire room.
Yes.
And
crazy.
now we hold them in our hands.
No, but I bought, and I haven't repaired this one. It's and this is kind of crazy because you got to a point where like the old typewriters have like those big like round keys.
Yes.
My contemporary typewriter has like, it's a plastic keyboard. It looks just like a keyboard.
Yep.
But it's a typewriter. But it's electronic. It's another travel one that comes in a case. It's much like smaller and actually easier to use. I have not bought I need to buy a ribbon for it, but I think it was sold as functional. It just needs a ribbon.
It probably does work.
Yeah,
if it's electronic.
I know. Yeah, and I've never wanted. I just forgot, but I need to buy a ribbon and try it out. And then I have another one that my mom bought from a thrift store that I've never used. It was sold as functional, but it didn't have a ribbon in it. My mom forgot to buy a ribbon for it and never used it. And then she was like, I'm never going to use it. But she knows I collect them. So she gave it to me, and it's also somewhere in my house. I have 4 of them. I've always wanted to collect movie tickets and concert tickets, but now everything's digital.
I used to do that.
And I do have some movie tickets over the years, but they're not like organized. Like they end up just in a box.
I have a scrapbook that I have a scrapbook that I was gifted to me by an ex-girlfriend from high school.
Work.
And so it's got like all of my like high school stuff in it, you know, like accolades and awards and papers and all that. And in there also it has ticket stubs to concerts that I've been to and movies that I saw that I thought were like premiere at the time or whatever. So I do have some of those, but I don't really collect them because like you said, it's all digital now.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I am starting to collect again because we've started to go to more shows are the playbills of the shows.
I do keep playbills from everything. And when I say all, I mean like I have my my quote unquote playbill from when I saw Much Ado About Nothing in 11th grade, my high school production. Like I have it. It's in a box somewhere. But I kept my playbill from Much Ado.
And I also have started collecting the posters.
Yeah.
Because the hallway to the bathrooms, that's where I like to hang all of those posters. But nowadays at Broadway, they don't really sell the posters for the merch anymore. You got to go online and find that shit. Because used to, back in the olden days, you could easily buy a poster from the merch stand signed by the cast.
Hadestown didn't have anything signed, but Hadestown did have a full merch booth. At the door.
I love a merch
They had
booth.
posters, t-shirts, hats, magnets,
So I couldn't
mugs.
stay after Hadestown. I went to the matinee that they had
The
because
matinee,
that Tuesday night I had rehearsal and then Wednesday we went to New York. So after the matinee, I literally left at Bows because I had a Zoom class at 5 p.m.
You're like, I gotta go.
So they started bowing. I was like, bye.
Yeah.
Which I might start doing that now at every production because I didn't fight any traffic.
Yeah.
Like the bow started and I dipped and I was the only person in the parking lot. It was great.
I will say specifically
It was
Hadestown,
great.
they do bows and then they actually sing an a cappella song. So you missed that.
I missed the acapella.
Yes.
I also missed the stage door. I would have loved to have done the stage door for Hadestown.
Do they still do that? I should have stayed for stage door.
Sometimes they do. When Hairspray came through, they did do the stage door.
Yeah.
When Patty came through, she did not do the stage door. I don't know. I'll have to ask Aaron.
I also I feel like stage door used to be like a if you know, you know. And now, again, because of social media.
That is also very true.
And so now a lot of like celebrities are like, I don't want to do stage door because it used to be like real fans. And instead now it's just like a horde of people who are expecting you to be there.
They did not do stage door at Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
I'm sure probably some of the ensemble came out.
Yeah.
But if you look on social media, Megan and Jennifer and Michelle are getting into an SUV in an alleyway and being driven away back to their apartment.
I get it. I mean, there's those.
You don't want to get sick. Like your voice, that's how you have your job.
I mean, you even see that with music artists. Like I mean, when Harry Styles did his last tour, you could see him. You could literally, in some of people's TikToks, you could see him do his final whatever, and you see him run down like a ramp, and you can see the SUV at the end of the ramp. He does not waste any time.
Taylor Swift does the same thing.
He says, goodbye, great night, and he gets in because he's trying to beat the traffic of the venue too.
I don't blame him.
They have another city to get to.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has a police escort.
Well, yeah, but like they're trying to get to the next city. They don't.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's probably trying to get either back to his hotel so he can sleep, or they're jetting his ass off to that plane so he can go to
Taylor,
the next.
Same with Beyonce. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
No, I've never done a stage door. I actually hate that I could have potentially done stage door for Hadestown because I left that cast. Wow.
God bless. Apparently people listened when we asked because
I love that.
We told them in our Hangover episode that we would love them to leave some comments. Now, we didn't get any voice memos yet. I'm still waiting on a voice memo.
Someday.
One day.
Our time will come.
Our time will come. But we got 4 comments on our Hangover episode.
Damn.
Right?
I got told in person by a couple people that they thought the Hangover episode was quite great. Which is funny because we thought it was going to be bad. We were like, I don't know about this one.
Terrible. Yeah. So apparently we talked about drag bingo in that episode.
We surely did.
And my mother said, you haven't lived until you've been kicked out of a bingo hall because your elderly grandmother, who was thinner than Skittles, dog cussed a fellow elderly woman out who won. It's competitive and brutal and heavenly.
That's the kind of bingo I want to see, though.
She said, bunko is what all the Catholic ladies play. To get drunk.
Love that. No, I would love to go to a real bingo hall that's just full of bitter old ladies. I want to see. I know it's
that's the bingo I would go down
to.
And they're serving the wine in the box, the little boxes.
I can't drink box wine. That's acid reflux.
Eat My Lime, who I think we discovered.
That's Fruit Bat.
Fruit Bat says, they just put in quotes, we're going to have to be in drag at noon. Cricket emoji.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Sydney, of course.
You know Sydney's got to say her piece.
Here's their favorite quote of the episode.
Oh, no.
Ash Wednesday, Good Friday, Pop Your Pussy Tuesday.
I got to do something with Pop Your Pussy Tuesday. That Pop Your Pussy
Tuesday killed me. Especially because there really is a Fat Tuesday.
Yes, there is a Fat Tuesday. Yeah. Pop your fat pussy Tuesday. I don't.
And then.
Oh my God.
Our wonderful Bree said, oh my God, I'm at work working on a dialysis machine in front of like 10 nurses and I'm cackling over the cigarette memorial story.
Oh my God. Some of y'all are real brave listening to us.
If you listen to this in public,
yeah, at your job,
like if listen
without
to this
headphones,
at work,
yeah,
girl. Oh my God, Amy was listening to
it
at work,
raw dogging it,
no
headphones,
no
That's
headphones,
such a brave choice
for everybody to hear. I was like, Mom, you can't do that.
I wouldn't play this out loud, and I know some of what was said. I can't remember all of it.
It's so funny. No, we do not have any voice memos, but you can leave us one. If you go to the MxMatched
Tell us your thoughts.
Podcast on Instagram
be unhinged,
TikTok or Facebook, because you can't do anything without social media these days.
Unfortunately.
What shows do we have coming up? What's happening? What's going on?
Well, when this comes out on Friday, you should come out to Avondale for the graduation batch with special guest Green.
Graduado.
Sure. And then I guess we're taking some time off for the Pride on the Plains pageant. That is the 24th
Yes,
of
if you
May.
would like to see some of your misfits compete for a crown, you can come out to the Opelika Community Theater
Always
on Saturday,
something interesting and different.
May the 24th for a Pride pageant. I'm not in charge this year, so I don't know how it's going to go. So we'll just find out together.
Yeah, I think it doors open at like 5 or 6 to the public, and that's all I know.
All I know is I'm gonna be there about 3:00 because I'm competing.
Got to do that registration and bringing all your shit in, your big old plastic tubs full of costumes. Yeah, love it.
So much
love
fun.
It.
And then to close out, we do have trivia.
Yes, trivia on the 21st.
On May the 21st. So.
Which is also when Casting for Fresh Faces opens
Ooh,
at 5.
so be on the lookout.
Yeah, Fresh Faces casting at 5, trivia at 7.
Because we will have a Fresh Faces
Or is trivia at
on...
6? It's 7.
Trivia's at 7.
Okay.
Because we will have a Fresh Faces on Thursday, June the 5th. I know normally we do them on Saturday, but this is like a work up to the Pride Festival that weekend. It's also the money raised at this Fresh Faces is donated back to Pride on the Plains. So be on the lookout for that registration if you want to do some Fresh Faces. It's coming at you. And then I think the last episode we told you everything that was happening on Pride Week, so I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, because
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But be sure to check out Pride on the Plains Facebook page for all of those wonderful events that are happening. They're doing some karaoke, they're doing some bingo, they're doing some trivia, drag. All that fun stuff is happening.
It's going to be so much.
It's going to be a long week, but it's going to be quite a fun week, if I had to say so myself.
I think the only thing we know is we're going to wrap up May with another Avondale show on the 31st.
Yes.
That's our finally doing our Y2Gay show.
Y2Gay.
We've talked about this for months.
We've talked about it on the pod. Yeah.
We wanted to do like that sort of
now
like
that we've hinted
music.
it and thrown it out there.
I know.
I'm ready to throw the music back.
It's going to be fun.
Be on the lookout because we did today have a little meeting, Skittles and I, to bring back a little competition to the Auburn area. So
it's exciting. This will be the first competition since
it's been a
pre-pandemic, I think.
Yeah.
Because we did Royal Drag Race in 2019.
Open stages, you know.
Yeah.
So we're excited to bring back a competition element and see who comes out on top when we decide to pass the crown again.
This will also be fun because I have never been on the other side of a competition.
It's going to be a little different this time.
Yeah.
Just be on the lookout for all those rules and themes and how everything's going to work out. But we're excited to bring back a little competition.
Post that soon. Yeah.
Hey, get that graphic together, would you?
What do I work tomorrow? We'll see. No, it's exciting. I'm excited. I mean, as somebody who's done a couple different types of drag competitions and pageantry over the years on top of just regular bar gigs, I do think doing a good drag competition or something that requires you to like have deadlines and come up with like themes and work around like
it really does push you to elevate your drag.
You got to come up with some stuff
Yeah.
and you got to sometimes do it really cheaply or really quickly, and that definitely can, I mean,
that can make you a crafty queen.
I did some of my fastest like growing in my drag when I did Royal Drag Race, and
Absolutely.
then again when I was cast as when we started the Misfits and I was doing weekly shows for the first time ever. I was like, oh, I have to come up with new
Nothing will make
shit.
you
Yeah.
pump out some stuff
when you
than
do
having a new
like
cast
one show a
position.
month, that you know, but like when you move to weekly, it's
It's like, oh shit, I got to do
like,
some
oh
stuff.
yeah,
Let me make a new mix real quick,
Yep.
you know? Yeah.
it's wild.
But that's all of our upcoming shows. We are going to put out another podcast episode at the end of the month. So you get 3 mixed match episodes in the month of May. Aren't you lucky?
One of them long months.
Aren't you lucky? That means I get 5 paychecks.
I was about to say. I love a month, but well, I guess it doesn't. I don't get paychecks.
It depends
anymore,
on who.
but Yeah.
It depends on how that falls for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we will close out our podcast season the month of June. Take a couple of months off, and then we'll come back and see you in September.
Season 2. Unreal.
I
That
guess
we're thinking
people like
about
us.
season 2.
You know. I guess we'll keep doing it.
Oop. Left that. No, it's been cool.
It's been so much fun.
I can't believe we're so close to Pride season.
And we've gotten to hang out more, which has been a lot of fun.
Yes. Wild. If you had told me years ago when we were getting ready together at the first Pride on the Plains pageant, and I walked in and I said, who is this man? Because I'd never seen you out of drag. And I was like, who the fuck is this? And then about halfway through the process, you probably like threw on a wig or something. I was like, oh.
That's Colana. Listen.
I know her.
So for the Rent show, I'm obviously not Colana when I go up on stage and sing. I'm the music director, so I'm in the back pressing play and waving my hands to keep people on beat or whatever. But I do pop on stage to sing one little song because
You made Sydney cry.
I had to. Aw.
Yeah. Well, it's really easy to make Sydney cry, but you made Sydney cry.
That's sweet.
She probably cried like 8 times during Rent.
Well, Rent is a very easy show to cry. And the song that I sing is it.
Yes.
You're going to cry. Anyway. And so I sang or whatever and all that. And Ash Parsons, some of their friends had showed up or whatever. And after was like, man, that guy that just sang that one song was really good. But then he didn't show back up anymore during the play. Like, where did he go?
Yeah.
What? And then like, I thought he looked familiar, but I don't know who that was. And Ash looked at them and goes, that was Colana, baby.
Yeah. But also, you're in the support group. Like, you're there for parts of it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
And so she was like,
but I will say,
just came on and sang one song and walked off. Who was that?
I get it because I was talking to you about Angel and I was like, the person that played Angel should do drag.
That
and
was so funny. Holy shit.
You were like, baby,
that's
they
Chloe.
do drag. I have some news for you. I remember leaving and being like, I was like, Sydney, they absolutely need to do drag. I was like, they just really get it. Like the way that they like move their body and the talk and the cattiness, they just like, they get it. They're made for drag. It's so stupid.
I was like, baby, that's Chloe Von Trapp.
Yeah. Good for her.
But if you are in the Opelika area, we do have another weekend showing of Rent. I will not be performing at the Avondale show, but I'm probably going to come up there and drink a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in charge. That'll be interesting.
You're in charge Friday. Yeah. Good luck.
And with Green, and I don't know if you worked with Green, but she's a little bit of a gremlin. In the best way.
But yeah, I was about to say, but like the good gremlin kind. Like
no,
Buttons.
She's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I've been drunk enough times with Buttons to know that coin definitely has 2 sides. When I was in the DIY show, because when we were both booked for Drag Night at the Nick months before, and Buttons drank too much at the Nick, and then we went to Al's after and drank more.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we were like, all right, we got to keep an eye on Buttons because she likes to party and she can really
lightweight too.
She can really only have 2 drinks. And I remember we'd already done the DIY show, and so we're watching the Dreamcast. We're watching the main show, the 11 show, and there was a point where I just like my brain was like, "Where's Buttons?" And I out loud to whoever was next to me. I don't know if it was Connor or if it was one of the other, the House of Vomit or whatever. I was like, where's Buttons? How many drinks does she had? And I turn around and Buttons is behind me and she goes, 5. And she has a drink in her hand and she just keeps drinking and dancing and watching the show.
That's Buttons.
It was, and you know what? She was fine, and she credits her being fine to the snacks that she brought to the Airbnb that she got to eat directly after the show. And I think she brought like Gatorade, and she's like, I drank a Gatorade, I have my snacks. It's fine.
I am a huge fan of a liquid IV before bed after drinking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's all. I mean, I will say that is why I keep like just a bag of like chicken nuggets in my freezer.
Pizza rolls.
You gotta have something just in case.
We got pizza rolls and party pizzas because if we come home and nothing's open,
you put it in the air fryer, and while you're taking off your makeup, it's heating up.
And then here recently, because call time for Rent has been 5 o'clock, I've been eating at like 4, so I'm not hangry while I'm at the show.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants
But because
that.
you're eating at 4.
And then when I get done with the show at 10 o'clock, post-show, adrenaline, now I want to eat something.
Yeah.
And I really shouldn't, but pizza rolls.
We love pizza rolls. I love pizza rolls.
I have been on a popcorn kick lately.
Popcorn gives me acid reflux.
Really?
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts give me acid reflux.
Yeah. Well, yes. I was talking about this with Buttons too. Can you eat a whole Pop-Tart in one sitting? Can you eat the whole 2 of them, both of them?
Oh, baby, I'm going to eat both of them, and then I'm going to go take my Prilosec.
I would be sick. I eat my Pop-Tarts half at a time. It's too sweet. It makes me hurt.
No. Okay.
Okay, but what's your favorite Pop-Tart? This is some great bonus content. We're supposed to be
You're
done.
welcome. We were already
What's
done.
What's your favorite?
But
Sydney and I have this. We have a check-in, and it's always the same. We have the same Pop-Tart discussion, but we do this like once a year.
Well, it depends. if I am going to bed and having a Pop-Tart before bed
As like a treat.
as a treat, I want a wild berry Pop-Tart.
That's Connor's favorite. It's a wild
But
berry.
if it's in the morning for breakfast and I'm having like some eggs and bacon, I want brown sugar cinnamon.
That's my favorite. Brown sugar cinnamon. Now, that's my favorite real Pop-Tart.
Aaron loves strawberry frosted.
Sydney only eats strawberry unfrosted.
What a heathen.
I know. She's
Sydney,
like, they're
you're
all
a
too
heathen.
sweet. Oh, well, my favorite Pop-Tart in reality, this is a not good for you one, hot fudge sundae toasted.
See, okay, I never...
But it's too sweet. It's way too sweet. It's
I
not
never
a real
could
food.
get into like the s'mores or the
s'mores
hot
is my
fudge
mom's
sundae
favorite. Oh, hot fudge sundae or
or any.
yeah.
I didn't.
I like the
those.
regular chocolate ones too.
I don't think I think it's the chocolate that I don't like.
Yeah. Oh,
I think something about the Pop-Tart chocolate.
I get that though.
doesn't vibe
Also,
with me.
they've changed it. When I was a kid, the chocolate ones tasted different, and now this is gonna sound crazy. I do not like name brand Pop-Tart chocolate. The fudge ones, not good. If I want a chocolate Pop-Tart now, I get the Kroger brand ones because I like those. Yeah.
See, I didn't grow up on name brand Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
I grew up on Great Value Pop-Tarts, whatever.
Oh,
those
I mean,
were,
I ate those too. Yeah.
You know, so it was whatever the Great Value brown sugar.
And they don't make
are.
all of the same. Yeah.
No.
Usually the generic brands are just going to have like the.
It was either
strawberry,
strawberry,
blueberry, brown sugar. Yeah. Some of them make fudge.
Kroger
Kroger makes their own Oreo one, the cookies and cream. It's not good.
Oh, I used to eat the fuck out of frosted blueberry, but I think I ate too much of it, and now I don't like it.
So I don't know.
We got 4 blueberry bushes right here, and
I do
will
like the
fuck up some blueberries.
Cherry Pop-Tart is probably my favorite fruit.
Blech.
I know. Cherry is one of those.
Any cherry flavor
I do
is
like
medicine.
I do like the wild berry one. That's a good one.
Now that we've gone off tangent 1,000 times here at the end of the episode.
Yeah, very off tangent.
Thank you for joining us for our 14th
14 episodes.
Mixed Matched Podcast episode.
A baker's dozen plus one. Doesn't make sense.
God bless. I'm Colana.
And I'm Skittles. I'm bad at math. But you already knew that.
We'll see you next time.
Fuck you, Mr. Sanders.
I'm leaving it.
Oh, and that's why I'm bad at math. It's your fault, Mr. Sanders.
Well, I sucked at algebra too.
Oh.
And her name was Miss Stewart, that bitch. Tired of boring design that makes you wanna vomit? Then you need Creative Vomit Studio, your one-stop shop for eye-popping design that'll make your brand shine. Need a killer logo? A website graphic that slays? Headshots that scream professional? Creative Vomit has you covered. And hey seniors, don't forget those all-important senior portraits. Let Ian capture your uniqueness. Visit creativevomit.studio to schedule your consultation and unleash your creative genius. Creative Vomit Studio, design that's anything but bland.